Welcome back to Making Money Special, a matter of faith. My next guest is the brand ambassador for ProLife Fintech. It's a financial service. And joining me now is evangelist, motivational speaker, co-founder of faith-based and banking, ProLife Fintech, Nick Vujicic. And Nick, first of all, I was reading the mission of stewarding a banking movement that's secure, trustworthy, but most important, aligned with the will of God. Talk to us about it.
Charles, thank you so much for having us. Yes, look, we reject cancel culture. As somebody that was canceled from Chase Bank back in 2019, they shut all my accounts down, my for-profit, my personal accounts. They didn't say sorry. They didn't tell me why either. And that was the confirmation to start a banking experience where under the Constitution of America, no one should be canceled as far as your conservative beliefs. And so we also have found out that there is quite a weaponization in the banking industry in America, where we all need to bank with someone. And as a Christian, we don't believe in abortions, for example. And most major banks philanthropically give to things that are not biblically aligned with Christian Judeo values. And ProLife Fintech, we're open right now, Charles, ProLifeFintech.com, where you can open up an account today and know that 10% of net profits goes to Judeo-Christian nonprofit organizations that would be pleasing to God and honoring Him. And it's all about banking on purpose. And so we're so excited.
You know, listen, I'm excited too. By the way, I just have to let the audience know, we read about the debanking situation. We contacted the bank. They said it was for legitimate reasons, but they couldn't tell us exactly why. And we've heard many, many stories like your own. But I'd like your personal story. For a moment, we've got to talk about that. I know on your X handle, you talk about number 1 is God, number 2 is family, number 3 is freedom. And you've got an amazing family, 4 children. And you do all of these things. You're such an amazing trailblazer and go-getter, and yet you were born without arms and without legs. Just share a little bit with us how that became a motivating thing for you.
You know, when you see broken pieces, you have a choice, either to just believe that God gave this to you, or read the Bible and see that whatever bad things we have, what the enemy tried to use for bad, God can turn into good. And to know that, you know, we can pray for miracles, Charles, but when you don't get a miracle, you can still be a miracle for someone else. And I want everyone to know that it's just a journey, one day at a time, to say, God, help me to stop doing what I need to stop doing. Help me to start doing what you want me to start doing. And it's a challenge to us all that if God can use a man without arms and legs to be his hands and feet, then God can use any willing heart. And thanks to Nick V Ministries team, we're actually preaching the gospel. Last year, 67 million people, and this year, 140 million people. We're so excited for such a time as this, where people like never before are really wondering, where am I? And want to start to galvanize their faith walk with God and stand with Israel as well. I think it's really important to add that in.
Hey, I've only got a minute to go, but before we do, this is an amazing movement. And I read where you say you believe that this ProLife Fintech itself is just the tip of the spear. Where do you see the movement going from here?
Charles, we're going to be making a Christian Bankers Alliance of like-minded bankers coming together, so that when it's not just about one charter bank, Regent Bank, which is our charter sponsor bank, FDIC insured. And so you experience what you would normally experience on an online experience as a banking platform, but it's actually gathering God's people to see that his wealth are going back into the righteous hands. And we all know BlackRock and all these other big financial institutions that are just funding things that we don't believe in. And we really believe that there's a pure calling of the Holy Spirit for us to come together, and we will ourselves continue to branch out, not only globally as God opens the door, but also going into wealth management. We really believe, like never before, it's time for God's people to steward God's wealth correctly, that we can make kingdom impact while we are also banking on a daily basis.
Well, if anyone can make an impact, Nick, it's you. God bless you and you and your journey, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And if anyone wants to open up their personal or company or nonprofit account, simply go to ProLife Fintech. Charles Payne, I love you, dude.
Love you too. Thank you.